What's up, people, and welcome to a video I was hoping that I wouldn't have to make. But here we are. Content for the content gods, right? So, as most of y'all know, the End in the Death Volume 3 came out, not this past weekend, but the weekend before. And it was not good. It was not good. So, Games Workshop, doing the best they can, they went ahead and said, you know what? We're going to cancel all these scalper orders. Scalpers are bad. And then we're going to do a re-release, which was today. And it's just so ridiculous. Like, I don't know who thought this up. That the idea was to list the finite number of copies that were retrieved from the canceled orders and put them up for sale across every single region at the exact same time. It's like somebody said, you know what? How can we fuck up our website even more? Yeah, it's insane. It's mind-boggling. And personally, if I were in charge, I'd be like, whose idea was this? Oh, well, it was my idea, sir. What do you think? You are fucking fired because you're a dumbass. So, most people got in line for the queue probably about 30 minutes prior, which is when it actually popped up saying, hey, there's going to be a queue. You can wait, and as soon as the time comes, the queue will start, and then you'll get your spot in line. That's not what happened. So, 10 o'clock my time, 10 o'clock a.m. my time, rolls around. Boom, queue pops up. More than an hour wait. Within minutes of this happening, the queue gets paused. Something we've never seen happen before. It just says, the queue is paused. And of course, everybody's sitting there staring at this thing going, what the fuck? Right? Now, I don't understand why they didn't use the same formula as last weekend, or this past weekend for the Dark Angel shit, where you got a random spot in the queue, and that was that. I don't know why they went back to this old formula of, here's the queue, and we're going to use a hash or whatever to tell what your place in line is. It's been proven to not work, right? But I digress. So, queue is paused. Everybody's sitting here going, what the fuck is going on? Is it going to move? Like, what? What's happening? And then all of a sudden, queue starts back up again, right? More than an hour wait. And then it gets paused again. Gets paused. And all of a sudden, everybody that was sitting there staring at this thing gets this lovely message here. Thank you for your patience. Unfortunately, the End in the Death Volume 3 Special Edition has sold out while the queue was paused. After not even getting a shot at this thing. Just paused. This message didn't pop up until maybe an hour and a half after the queue started, which is actually it may have been longer than that. But we're sitting there, everybody's sitting here staring at this queue bar. It was 2.5 hours in the grand scheme of things. And nobody knew what was happening. Nobody knew what was going on. Nobody knew, what the status was. Nothing. It was just queue, pause, okay, it's sold out. And all I know is that there were I think the only people that I actually know of that got copies were physically in the store in the UK. Those are the only ones that I know of. I don't know of anybody that was online trying to get this book that actually got one. Not yet. Everybody was in the store. Now, here's the problem. You want to do a worldwide go live time, right? That in actuality, which Games Workshop is a UK company, only benefits people in the UK. Because, for instance, my store doesn't open until 11 a.m. This went live at 10 a.m. For people in Australia and New Zealand, it was something like 2 a.m. Now, please tell me how people outside of the UK are supposed to go to the store for this release. Can't. That you just get, completely just that's it. You're fucked. And from what I understand, there are a lot of very, 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 very angry people, myself included. Honestly, I'm just sort of, it is what it is. I'm not going to, buy into this FOMO business model bullshit. But anyway, after this happens, maybe an hour, so roughly noon my time, we see this. The website goes down, right? Just can't access the website at all. So like I said, I think that was roughly around noon, 1 o'clock. And then probably 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, somewhere around there. Website comes back up. Queue is still in place. And this queue didn't go away, at least, again, on my time, until about 4:15, 4:20 in the afternoon, when I was finally able to get into the website. It was roughly around the same time that Valrak was streaming and doing the exact same thing. Because most people were trying to figure out, hey, is it really gone? Can we try and see if it's here or not? And once you got down to the website, again, hours and hours and hours and hours after this thing was supposed to go live, it's just gone. It's scrubbed. Like, GW went in there and just deleted it from the internet. You cannot look the book up. And of course, the standard hardcover is still sold out. It's like they went, all right, we tried. We're done. We're not going to deal with this ever again. Sorry. Fuck y'all. We're done. And yeah, there are a lot of angry people. A lot. There are a lot of people that are not going to be able to finish their collections unless they buy from scalpers. And there are people doing that right now. But in fact, let's look right now. End of the Death Volume 3. $519, 19 bids, $46 in shipping. Almost $600 for that book. Same thing with this one. Volume 3, $520 with 23 bids, $4 in shipping. Right? There were a couple more that I saw. Here's another one for $399 somewhere. $392, $50 in shipping, so that's over $400. The rest of them are Volume 2. There's a couple that are... Those are the only ones that I've seen. Everything else is Volume 2 and Volume 1, which they're still selling for ridiculous amounts. It's crazy. But, I get it. I've already beaten that dead horse. I'm not going to tell y'all not to buy from scalpers. Look, you want us to give them the money to keep doing this shit? Be my guest. Who am I to tell you otherwise? But for a fact, there is a organized UK scalping company. I think it's called like Resell Vault or something like that. That now knows, all right, 40K is something that we can make money off of. And they are actively laughing at you. They think you're chumps. Why? Because they know you're going to buy it. They are literally laughing at you. In fact, if you go look at their social media, there's a little laughing face emoji of people that are bitching about what they're doing. And look, if that's what you want to enable, again, be my guest. I'm not going to. I'm not going to pay fucking extortion prices for a book. I'm not. It's insane. There's been talk that what happened earlier is because the scalpers figured out a way around what GW was doing and just did it again. We really won't know if that's the case until, down the line when they actually start listing them on eBay. You see a bunch of copies start popping up on eBay, then you know exactly what happened. And I don't think Games Workshop is going to acknowledge this. I don't think they're going to do anything about it. You can't say that they didn't do anything at all because they did implement the CAPTCHA system. They did, cancel the initial round of orders. They did the bare minimum to keep people happy. And it wasn't enough. This release was a complete and total disaster. This is the worst one out of all of the ones that I've made videos about. This is the worst one. And this 2.5 hour wait for nothing this morning was a waste of time. It was a waste of time for everybody. You know, outside of the lucky few that were in store that managed to snag those copies in the UK, you know, congratulations, I'm happy for you. But the rest of us got shafted. Plain and simple. I'm bringing it back up again. I know people are talking about selling their Siege of Terra collections. I'm debating getting rid of Volume 1 and 2 because I don't have Volume 3, so it doesn't really make sense for me to keep them. It's just, this whole thing has left a bad taste in the mouths of collectors. Plain and simple. And whether or not moving forward, Games Workshop wants to remedy this, which I don't think they will, because that would require time, money, and effort. I don't think you're going to get the trust of those people back, myself included. It has never been this difficult to get a book from them. And now we have to worry about people that are just going to bypass every means, or rather, they're going to use every means at their disposal to fuck everybody else to get what we're after and make a quick buck. So it's, you know, it's disheartening, it's deflating, it's whatever word you want to use, but that is the reality of where we're at now with, you know, Black Library releases. And, you know, a lot of it has to do with when COVID hit. When COVID hit, a lot of these sneaker and console scalpers didn't, you know, weren't really making money, so they had to find other ways, other things to make money off of. And it just so happens, I'm pretty sure all it took was one scalper going, hey, you know, this idiot over here is spending $600 on a hardcover. Well, let's look into that. Oh, well, there's our market right there. You know, I can make 6 years worth of salary off a 140K fan, you know? And it sucks. It sucks. But until Games Workshop decides to nut up and actually do something to fix this permanently, whatever that business model may be, you know, maybe not limiting it to copies, which people are still going to bitch because then it's not a collectible, you know, or maybe the first 2,500 are signed and the rest aren't signed, which again, people are still going to bitch because now there's too many of them and they're not going to be able to make a profit later on down the line when they don't want to keep the book anymore. You're not going to make everybody happy. You know, people are always going to bitch. Another thing I've seen floated around is maybe use people that have Warhammer Plus subscriptions getting priority. Right? That's one thing. Hell, I'm paying for Warhammer Plus. I don't watch it half the time, but I'm still paying for it. And, you know, there's a bunch of ideas floating around out there. There's a bunch of solutions that can be done to fix this. But I don't think they will. Again, I don't think they will. I think after this, they're done. You know, as I said, they did the bare minimum. They're not going to bother trying to fix the problem because in their minds, they already got their money. They did their little, you know, mea culpa. And then we got a re-release, and now people are still mad because it was a disaster. And, you know, never underestimate Games Workshop's ability to fuck things up. I can tell you that right now. So, yeah, I wish I had a better update video. This is not what I expected would happen. In fact, I was hoping it would go a lot smoother. I was hoping it would be randomized like it was over the last weekend and that, you know, more people that were sitting at home had a shot at it, but it just wasn't the case. And we'll see who won here in the coming weeks once they start popping up on eBay. And if they do, then we know we lost. And the scalpers won. But we'll see. And, yeah, I already know that the giveaway prize, this is just an aside, the giveaway prize that I sent out to the guy that won the raffle, he already got it. He sent me pictures of it. So congratulations again, buddy. And yeah, I guess we'll see what GW does from here. But you know, I think this was probably the straw that broke the camel's back for a lot of collectors. Like I know I was kind of tuning into Valrek's stream earlier, and he was just like, "I'm done. I don't have the energy for this shit anymore. I'm done with the FOMO crap." So, thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time, we'll see what happens.